I was talking to, last night, I was talking to a man who lives in Chicago and has sent people, into the cities to get sober. Doesn't matter if it's Teen Challenge or Salvation Army or Metro Hope or wherever it is, but sends them to get sober there, and they do. But then when they come back home, what happens?
You mess up.
Often they're going to mess up because they built a structure there, and then when they come back home, there's no structure home. Where I'm a big proponent of building the structure where you're going to be, where you're actually going to live. That's where you have, and that's what. Who's that? Where was Jeremy from? The name escapes me. Serenity Village. That's what Serenity Village does really well. People say there's a community here. Why would I leave? And they stay, and Serenity Village keeps growing because they're building community. It's similar to what's happening in Cambridge. There's a community here. Why would I leave? And it's not just us, but it's us and the other people that we work with that create the community within, the geographic community we live in. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So when you're preparing and you're building this plan, hey, you want it to be shot down. You want it to be put in front of people that are going to take it apart, and you don't get upset, so that you will succeed, not so you'll fail. There was a girl here years ago that wanted to get back in touch with her daughter. They were estranged for years. And I said, when you do this, make sure you are okay, because you don't want to break her heart again. And initially, she thought I was saying she's going to fail. It wasn't that she was going to fail. It's that decide in your heart that you're serious about your recovery, so you don't cause the kid another heartbreak. Because sometimes they shut the door. They don't want to hear from you anymore. Does that make sense? Right? You make sure if you're going to take a trip, make sure you have enough gas in the tank to get there, or enough money to refill. All right, so let's go to Hebrews chapter 11. Not Hebrews chapter 11, Mark chapter 11. So let me set this up. Mark chapter 11, verse 15. So they came to Jerusalem. Then Jesus went into the temple and began to drive out those who bought and sold in the temple, and overturned tables and money changers of the money changers, and their seats of those who sold doves. And he would not allow anyone to carry wares through the temple. Then he taught them, saying, Is it not written, my house shall be called a house of prayer for all nations, but you have made it a den of thieves? What in the world?
What in the world?
What's happening here?
A lot.
Jesus cleanses the temple. Where did he get this information? Why did he do that? How many times had he been to the temple before and didn't cleanse the temple? You think he had been there before, or that's his first trip?
No, I've been doing this whole life.
He's seen this his whole life. So why did you decide right now was the time to do it? God said. God said, now is the time to do it.
Yep.
Right? Mm-hmm. What happened before that?
It wasn't time.
Well, if we just back up in our verse, we'll find out what happened.
He looked around the temple.
So let's back up to verse 12. So the next day, when they come out from Bethany, he was hungry, and seeing from afar off a fig tree having leaves, he went to see if perhaps he would find something to eat on it. And when he came to it, he found nothing but leaves, for it was not the season for figs. In response, isn't that an interesting statement? Jesus said to it, "Let no one eat fruit of you again, ever. Let no one eat fruit from you ever again." Well, what is going on here? Jesus has it out for a tree?
Yeah, it sounds like he's angry.
He's angry.
He starts to go and flips tables.
What was the tree saying? Because it says in response. What did the tree say to him?
He tricked him, he thought, because it looked like he had fruit on it, and he didn't have no fruit.
So from far away, you could look like you have fruit. But when you get close, you'll find out. And the leaves were saying, "Hey, I have fruit." But when he got close, he said there's no fruit. So don't believe everything you see. And then Jesus curses the tree.
He sure did.
No one will eat fruit from you ever again.
He was really mad.
What does this mean? What can this mean for us in recovery?
Don't pull no trickery.
You can look like or act like you got your act together, but if you're not actually doing the work, you're still going to fail. So then Jesus goes into the temple at verse 15. Then they go back out. And then the next morning, look at verse 20. Now in the morning when they passed by, they saw the fig tree dried up from the roots. And Peter, remembering, said to him, "Rabbi, look, the fig tree which you cursed is withered away." Now, if you cut down a tree today, in the summertime, right, when there's leaves, how long does it take to wither? Is it going to be withered the same day? Yeah, it's not going to be withered overnight. Something happened. Something spiritual happened to this thing. It was dried up by the root. We have to go in and take out the root of what's tearing you down. Does that make sense? You take out the root of it.